Greetings, brothers and sisters. So, apparently, let's go back to the beginning here. This is one JoJo Squinty Magoo. He's totally Magooing it right here. He's got his little pink ribbon there. And so there's an audio for the guy who was heckling JoJo Magoo. Now, this is a Democratic, apparently, some sort of, not a Republican or not somebody who's anti-JoJo Magoo. But the person said this.
On dealing with gun violence.
What do you think about Hunter?
Because make no
What do you think about Hunter Biden's ICO backup?
mistake. Sit down, you'll hear what I have to say.
What do you think about Hunter, your son? There's a video of him arguing with a cooker about how much crack he had.
Are you sure it's crack? It could be meth, right? Somebody left a comment with that. Remember that? When they were like, it's not a crack pipe, it's a meth pipe, right? No, it's a crack pipe.
What do you think about that, Mr. President?
Okay? Because make no mistake about it. Yes.
Remember, he goes on to say, listen to him, listen to me, listen to him, let me talk, let him talk. Like, he didn't really know what to do. But he doesn't have a response to his son Hunter's video of him weighing crack, which I showed you yesterday, right? The crack weighing video, which I'll show you in a moment. Heckler questions President Biden's about his son hours after Hunter's iCloud account leaks. Again, I think this guy was, they said the guy was, one of the people who's lost a son. There's that woman there. I'm gonna do a follow-up video on her. But this is Radar Online. They're the only ones covering this heckler. For some reason, the Radar Online is the National Enquirer. But it seems to be very legitimate. And so what this is about is Hunter and his cooker, possibly stripper, we're not sure. There's Hunter, right?
No, I just weighed out the bag. It's 2.06.
2.07 without the bag.
So how long is
And then this nice room they have here. Hunter living large. Okay, so when I was looking to confirm that was what the heckler actually said, I came across these images from this article. Shocking photo of Hunter Biden's crack-addicted teeth. And I remember seeing these before, remember? There's Hunter. He's got some crack issues. That also could be meth. There's a big smile there. There he is pulling the hair of a prostitute. Big smile there. But we all know, here he is with his newborn baby, his new wife, not the stripper named Dallas from Arkansas. And there's his dopey father. There he is smoking the crack with a crack pipe. There's a cigarette. There he is in the tub, touching his nipples for some reason. And yeah, that's Hunter J. Biden. Suspended news anchor Heather Kovar blames slurred broadcast on exhaustion. An upstate New York news anchor who was suspended after an erratic newscast Saturday is blaming her slurred speech on exhaustion in the aftermath of her father's death. Bringing all the cards. She's playing all the cards. On Friday, I notified the station I would not be renewing my contract when it expires in July 31st. Saturday was scheduled to work the early morning 6 a.m. shift and the evening shift. I was sleep deprived and exhausted. Well, the evening shift is 11 o'clock, right? They don't have like 2 o'clock in the morning news. And so, what is the evening shift? That's the 11 p.m. news, right? I mean, this kind of news nobody's watching anyway. And having a drunk anchor, I hope they hire her just to go out and get drunk, because that'd be something I would watch, right? I mean, this is a national news story. When do they cover national news? When is a local news national news? Well, when the anchor's drunk, for example. Like, it's only interesting then, right? People find this interesting. And so there's a picture of her there. She didn't look like they took care of her. There she is. When she's fully made up and photoshopped. But again, it doesn't make sense, right? Like it seemed like there was something more than just exhaustion. Okay, she worked till 11 at news. She got home at, say, 1 o'clock. She slept for 4 hours and then came in and did the 6 a.m. news. I guess whatever. I mean, 3 hours. I mean, still, it's not great, but not that kind of level of, she wasn't falling asleep on air. She looked drunk, right? And so I looked for some of her regular broadcasts so we could get a contrast here.
So you're showing me the Cosmo.
Yes, of course, this
She's seeing the Cosmo.
week.
Told me it's going to be my triple sec.
Yeah, half an ounce of triple sec.
Putting a triple sec in there.
So that's what I have. Shake it up.
Shake it up.
Look at that.
Yeah, so you can make
She's putting in her thing.
cheers.
Here's to you.
And you can also do a few other things. You can add orange
So we know she likes her Cosmopolitans.
juice, and that is your chocolate orange espresso martini, a fun holiday twist on your classic.
Cannot wait to share your recipes. Thank you so much for sharing them with us.
Okay, so that's her in Albany. And, it was like she wasn't that far away from her disheveled nature. So I don't know. Like, I don't think it's exhaustion. I think it's more than exhaustion. Eminem unveils Curtain Call 2 greatest hit album, teases new song. This is the picture here, right? On Instagram, that's the famous Eminem devil's horns with the Illuminati eye. And here he's got fighter jet. He's got a whole bunch of things going on here, right? Parental advisory. This is his official, Instagram. Curtain Call 2 drops 8/5. Hit link in the bio for details. And then there's a bunch of his fans with Eminem-style names. But, he's re-invoking the devil's horn thing here. Looming Musk-Twitter legal battle hammers company shares. Shares of the Twitter are down more than 11% in the first day of trading after billionaire Elon Musk said that he was abandoning his $44 million bid for the company, and now they're suing him. They took a hit for a couple reasons, because the reason he's saying is because they had a lot more fake accounts than they originally disclosed. And so now Twitter is, in trouble. Okay. So one of my viewers sent me this. Remember when Chris Cuomo, he came out on Instagram and said, something's coming? They showed you his cool car, his inflated biceps. Well, here it is. This is the thing that's coming. I'm not sure. It's on both Twitter. Let's establish that Chris Cuomo is now a free agent. This is free agent. So he's joined the rest of us on social media, right? To me, to you, to us, she showed strength despite weakness. She worshiped the present ability to love and be loved. I will live her lesson best I can. Rest in peace. Beautiful friend. Night Bride. Oh, I'm not sure who that is. That's a pinned tweet. This is the latest tweet. What are you not seeing here about the Ukraine war? It matters. Be a free agent.
We are situated on the side of this building.
Okay, this is not New Jersey. This is actually the Ukraine.
Because the artillery has been passing
Your hat's crooked, bro. Your hat's crooked, free agent.
along here on the other side of it. And literally, they are standing where they are because it's safe. And if they step out, they have to worry about something hitting and exploding like that hole right there.
Okay, free agent. We haven't seen journalism like this in quite some time. So let's get this straight. They're standing over there with it where it's safe. And if they went somewhere else where it might not be safe, they might be hit by something, in air quotes, or something might explode like that hole. And so you flew all the way to Ukraine. This is what you're leading with? That these guys are standing over here where they don't get hit by stuff where they might stand over there. And this is compelling somehow in the age of video games and high internet stimulation. That's your reporting, free agent.
That is the nature of this war.
So first of all, you got there 2 months too late. Your goofy helmet is sideways. You're completely punking yourself, right? You look like you're behind a Kmart, right?
This was the last volley of shelling.
So I tried to find the worst places, right? Why are you even there, bro? Everyone is like, the news isn't even covering this anymore.
Days ago.
What is happening right now in the Ukraine is bad, and Americans should pay a lot more attention. And now that Chris Cuomo, the headline of the free agent, is there, they will. I went to the Eastern Front. Shelling is intense and devastating. Why so little coverage here? Question mark. Look at the videos below. They should all be over your screens. Outmanned, outgunned. We had to hide behind abandoned buildings. Shelling is destroying homes, schools, adults, kids, often with banned weapons, says the Ukrainians. Okay, this goes on forever. And it says here, hashtag free agent. Stand with UK free agent. So we know he knows a free agent. This is brave of you, brother. Educating the world is what's really happening in the Ukraine. Looking forward to your report. These are people who are checks people. Come on. There's nobody trolling them. They must edit it as comments, but let's go through here.
Look at this. Artillery rounds.
It's freaking riveting.
You can hear that in the distance.
This is what happens when you let them out of the basement.
It's pretty abandoned. You keep this kind of distance. That's a foxhole.
Wow, that's a foxhole? It looks like every other hole. Or just a hole. Like, that's what you have. That's what you have as a free agent. Like, his whole thing here is that he's no longer bound by the rules and regulations of CNN and the mainstream media. So he's going to Ukraine on his own dime. He's going to post things on Instagram, and he hasn't shown us anything. Showed us the back of a Kmart. He showed us a few soldiers walking around. Nothing, he's complaining that we forgot about Ukraine, and then he has a very forgettable report where one of the highlights is a hole that he's calling a foxhole.
You keep this kind of distance under shelling so that if one hits, not everybody gets hit. It's morbid, but it's a practical reality.
Practical reality out there.
What is this, Sergey?
Що це? Ворогам. Ракетний боєприпас і заборонений. Так, до речі, які заборонені. This is actually the case of cluster bomb, which is actually prohibited by international law. And yeah, so that's what they have here.
That's what the Russians are shooting at them?
Yeah, that's what Russians shooting at them and are all over Ukraine.
So this is the big bombshell, no pun intended. This is his big, signature moment here at his trip to Ukraine, that they're showing some evidence that could be that the Russians are using illegal shells. That's his big, this is his big reveal. Is that Cuomo's there? Keep up, Cuomo's. Like, did you get it any blurrier? It's free agent. Where's the free agent? We need our free agent fixed. He's a free agent. Look at him go. Look at that. There's boxes of ammo. There are bunkers.
We talk about the Ukrainian grain issue and how they can't export right now. So this is like a lot of grain that was harvested.
Are you showing us grain, Cuomo's free agent? Free agent, are you showing us grain?
And the Russians destroyed this, and the soldiers say their motto is, if they can't have it, nobody can.
Boom. Look at it go. The free agent, look. So here's the big finale. Tractor ride. A little tractor ride in the Ukraine. Riveting stuff. Free agent. Free agent getting the dirt. Free agent getting the scoops in the Ukraine. We need free agents that are free and they're agents and they're reporting from Instagul. It's such a new concept. Somebody, an individual going on Instagul and Twitter and giving us news. A free agent. Like we gotta expand this. I think we need more free agents. We need more people following Chris Cuomo's example and going out and reporting the news, on their own, without any journalistic integrity or credentials. And that's the free agent. I'm in the editing process, and I really wanted to make this clear about the free agent. Now, first of all, he got fired and disgraced. They said that he was giving information to his brother from the news division and to help him with his investigation, which was, against journalistic ethics. And I mean, the whole thing with him interviewing his brother in his brother's heyday, and he got fired. And, there were some allegations about both the Cuomos got Me Too'd, but the more important allegation was his brother put sick people, he put, people with COVID in nursing homes with the most vulnerable population, and then hid about 13,000 deaths, and, was on his hero tour, and Chris Cuomo's was, basking in the Cuomo glory, right? And then they both fell hard. So it isn't like he decided to be a free agent because he was just tired of the BS of mainstream media. If they didn't fire him, he'd still be doing that job. And they sued him, tried to get as much of his money back. And so, he wanted that job. He wasn't trying to give up that job. He didn't want to be a free agent, right? They fired him. They fired him in a disgraceful way, and his brother along with him. And, he came out of his basement and things just went down from there. The other thing about being a free agent, because now he's free to say, what CNN wouldn't let him say. And look at what he showed you here. It ended with a tractor ride. He showed you a bunch of grain, which, means the Ukrainians can feed themselves at least, right? So they're not starving. It could be grain anywhere. He came in, would look like the back of an old broken down Kmart or something, right? Kmart is Walmart's crackhead brother, right? And he came in and he said, these guys stand over there because if they stand over there, they might get hit by something. That was his opening story. What else did he show us? He showed us some shells that possibly could be illegal Russian shells, but we don't know. There was no real proof, and nobody cares. Everyone's moved on from the Ukraine. And he showed a foxhole. That could be just a regular hole. It looks like a regular hole. Nothing special here. Nothing exciting, nothing breaking. And to be a free agent, you have to not go along with the mainstream narrative, right? So you have the mainstream narrative, which is CNN's narrative and MSNBC's narrative and Fox narrative, but it's a little different, but it's still the mainstream narrative. And you have the government's narrative. And he didn't change any of that. His narrative is the Russians are bad, the Ukrainians are good, and we stopped paying attention. And since he's a free agent, he can go and fly there and bring some, more attention back to the Ukraine for his dopey Chris Cuomo followers. So for one, he didn't choose to be a free agent. He got fired. And for two, he's not really a free agent. He just is, somebody that doesn't have a home. So he's trying to make it sound like he's a rebel. I'm a free agent. No, you're a guy who got fired and you don't have anybody else that wants to give you a job. So now you're on Instagul and social media like the rest of us losers, right? that nobody wants, the island of the misfit frickin' toys. Stop trying to be special. Get down here with the rest of us. Put your dopey helmet on, and stop trying to be special, free agent Cuomos. Okay, so there's one comment I want to get to here. It's a special comment from a special young person. I don't know if it's a young person, but, special. This person writes in all caps. And if you don't know, don't do that, right? If you don't know already, don't write in all caps. It just sucks. It sucks for the other people. It's like you're screaming. Like, it doesn't make it easier to read. And so if you're pushing the caps button and then you're writing a comment, like, I usually just auto ban you for that, right? Like, I don't know why you do that, but it's just like, don't do it. Like, look at what everyone else is doing. It doesn't make your comment pop. It makes it hard to read. And this person, to a video entitled Hunter Biden Vids, JoJo heckled by Dems, Kim K fans, and Rosie is mad. And this person writes, you constantly talk about your heartful system. Jesus, it's heartfulness meditation, right? Heartfulness, not heartful. Like, you say I'm constantly talking about it, then why are you, like, does that mean you have a remedial level of comprehension? That you've heard me constantly talk about something and you can't get it right? And again, if you were mocking, it'd be one thing, but you're not. You're just butchering the name. And the person writes heart and full in two different words. It's heartfulness. It's one word, right? And so obviously you're not listening to my videos if you don't know what it is by now. Like, you're not a good listener. Heartfulness, a heartful system, and preach love, but then in all your videos you mock people. Yeah, I've explained this before, so you don't watch my videos. I've explained this, why I do that. Yeah, certainly it seems hypocritical, and to a certain extent it is. But I could, make these videos without mocking, and they would be way worse. And, it's drawing a contrast to the celebrity culture, whatever. I've talked about this before. I don't need to explain it again. I watched you, but this video shows she said something. She was proud of her daughter about her autistic child, and you mocked it like a joke. I didn't mock her autistic daughter. I mocked Rosie's handling of it. Rosie said something that I think would apply to you in your big capital letter. Rosie said something that I think describes you to a T. Let's play that here.
You have a super duper deluxe brain.
Yeah, you do. You got a super duper deluxe brain. Like I was saying yesterday, you don't say that to somebody who's smart. You don't say that to Einstein. Hey, Albert, you got a super duper deluxe brain, right? It's the kind of thing you hear Forrest Gump say, right? My mama always told me I got a super duper duper deluxe brain, and I believed her, right? And it's just, why has it got to be that, right? Why has it got to be you're a superhero? Like the stuff I'm dealing with in the terms of the Heartfulness Brighter Minds program. Why has everyone's got to be a superhero? And I was telling my wife about it because I turned this into a meme. A bunch of my viewers left comments saying, oh, that's a meme waiting to happen. I was like, yeah, I shouldn't have missed that. I went back and grabbed it. And that's going to be a meme I'll be playing. Hopefully I'll remember to play it. But I made a joke of Rosie's handling of it, like I have my dyslexia. We all have our issues. And so if somebody's autistic, it is whatever it is, right? But trying to make them special, but you didn't understand it because you don't understand things. You write in cap letters, and it says, you mocked it like a joke. Every person needs to drop you. You're speaking about this, like the person I think capitalized this because they think that it would get more attention from the other viewers. Why are you speaking for everybody? You obviously don't understand my videos. You have low level of comprehension, right? Heartful system when it's heartfulness. Like if you've heard it enough, you should know what the thing is, how it's pronounced, the word itself. And now you're speaking for everyone. Everyone needs to drop you. You are a fraud. Ones with love in heart, service to others on mind, and feeding ones who are hungry for wisdom, culture, an example to follow. I see hope. I hope you see the error of your own ways. It's not your judge, just a light trying to help illuminate you to you. What do you mean you're not judging? Right? That's the whole thing about these MNFers, right? Example to follow. I hope you see the error of your own ways. I'm not your judge, just a light trying to help illuminate you to you. Yeah, you're totally judging, and you're doing the same thing that you're criticizing me of. You're criticizing me for doing, and I'm honest that I mock people. I don't say it's a higher behavior. I explain why I do it, and I enjoy it. I'm not. I get a lot out of it. Yeah, it would hurt their feelings. No one likes to be mocked. So yeah, just they'd be bumming if they listen to me. But I'm not trying to create, to show them the error of their ways, because that never works. It doesn't work to tell people they suck. People don't respond well to being told they suck. Even on the highest level, spiritual people, nobody likes to hear that they suck. Sometimes people will actually take it to heart. Most times they just rebel against it and suck even more because they just, they don't like to be told, especially Americans or whatever it is. But you have these do-gooders that are always saying, how bad I am for judging, and the comment that they're judging me. I've said this over and over. How many comments have I read like this? Don't have the ability for self-perception. You're butthurt about something. I mock people here. This is my channel. This is what I do. And I'm not here for your complaints or your criticism or whatever it is, right? I've said that over and over again. And then when you leave one of these comments in capital letters riddled with spelling errors and hard to understand sentences, right? And I'm not claiming to be spiritual. I say I do the heartfulness system and it's helped me. That's the only thing I say. There's nothing else there. There's no other, I don't claim to be a better person or a good person or any of these things. I'm not bragging about my spiritual accomplishments. I said that I'm better than I was when I started the system, and that the world is full of, just sucky people, myself included, and there's very few people who are trying this for self-improvement, including somebody who types in capital letters and all the rest of these things.